Hey guys, so excuse my appearance. I just got out of the shower. Today has been a hot day and I've just been resting up, doctor's orders and stuff like that. So I wanted to come on here really quick because I'm getting this question asked many times. So I just wanted to do a video on it, and then if you guys have any more questions, you guys can email them to me. I'll put my email address down below, or you can comment, send in the comments and stuff like that. So first off, the question is coping with my miscarriages and trying to conceive. How are we going to accomplish that? So our thing is like how do I say this? Just because we miscarried doesn't mean that the pain is gonna ever go away, or you know, the sorrow is gonna go away. Any of that stuff. My babies will always have a place in my heart for them, and you know, it's one thing that it's life changing. It's not something that is just like, okay, well, let's give it 6 weeks, let's give it 12 weeks, and then it'll be done and over with. It'll be in the back of my brain and I never remember it. No. This is something that happens, like any little thing will jog up a memory. Like, say for instance, October 15th. Now that's when Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Day is. I'm always reminded that day. I'm always reminded on the days that I found out I'm pregnant. I'm always reminded the day that I miscarried. I'm always reminded the day that I had my DNC. Reminded the day of my expected due date. So it just never goes away. Christmases, birthdays, all that stuff. Like by now, if I haven't had miscarried in 2005, my first pregnancy, I would have had a 4-year-old by now. And we'd probably, I don't know, who knows, we'd probably be working on our second or third by now. Because we always said that we wanted to have them very young, so that way we can be done having kids by the age of 25, me being 25. Which I'm 24 now. So yeah, it's young to a lot of my viewers out there, but I got married when I was 18. I got with my husband, we started dating when I was 17. So, you know, I was very mature for my age. I wasn't one of those people that always wanted to go out or go do this or go do that with my friends. I was more work oriented and school oriented, and that's just one thing. So, you know, now that I'm approaching my 25th birthday pretty soon, you know, in February, it's getting harder and harder, because by now I would have thought I would have been done with having children, or at least have 2. So it is hard because, you know, you come home to, you know, say for instance, if my husband's at work and I'm doing errands and I come home, I don't come home to see my children. I come home, you know, to see my dog. Yeah, I mean, he's always gonna be my baby, but you know, it's just that constant reminder. And you know, not having a bigger home, because by now we wanted a bigger home. We wanted to be more family settled. Financially we're settled, but you know, we're at a good point, but family settled. We wanted to be to the point to where we knew how many kids we wanted and stuff like that. If you would have asked us when we first started dating, my husband wanted like 8 or 10 kids. He wanted a lot of kids. And it's crazy because I always laugh at him, and I always told him, I was like, maybe, you know, 4, maybe 5, maybe 6, you know, because it was only 3 of us, and I always wanted, you know, like a brother. So my thing is, like, there's 3 sisters. It's me and my 2 sisters, which they just turned 22 today. So happy birthday, sisters. But yeah, we always said that, and you know, now we're taking that into consideration with, you know, when we're gonna get pregnant again, because it's hard. It's very hard. It's very fresh in my mind. Even the miscarriages 5 years ago are still fresh in my mind. I still think about them every day. You know, sometimes when I go to sleep, I pray to my babies. Every single night I pray to my babies, and I always tell them how much I love them and I miss them. And you know, I always pray to my brother-in-law, because he's up there with them, and I always tell him, please take care of my babies. And you know, it's just that constant reminder. It will never go away. That ache will never go away. So the coping part, I don't know. I mean, with time, some of the pain might like ease a little, but it won't definitely, like, every person's different. So for us, our pain 5 years ago still feels like it was yesterday, even though, you know, even before we found out we were pregnant with this one, it did feel like just yesterday. And it's crazy. It is very crazy. So, you know, right now that it's only been about 21 days, yes, it's, you know, it hasn't been a full month, and, you know, hasn't been 3 months or whatever, but we still think about it every day. I still replay the memory of the day that I found out I was pregnant. I still replay the memory, my first ultrasound, my second ultrasound, my appointments, you know, telling my parents, everything, all the way down to the day that I found out I miscarried, the day that I had my surgery. And, you know, it is hard. And I don't know how I'm doing it. I honestly don't. I know that, you know, with my parents being there by my side, my sisters and my husband, and most definitely my brother-in-law, and, you know, you guys being out there, you guys being a great support that you are, that's what's helping me get stronger. It's not necessarily going to close that door and I'm going to forget about it, but it's helping me be a stronger person. And I do appreciate it, because I've gotten so many comments and so many messages saying that, you know, I'm a very strong woman, and I like to think so myself. I really do like to think that I'm very strong for what I've been through, because, you know, if you look at any other person in my family, for instance, any cousins on my my mom's side, you know, some of them are not even, you know, some of them have that one child. One cousin has 3, and, you know, she's younger than me, but that's besides the point. And but see, the thing is, the difference between them and me is, with this happening to me, it has made me more strong than I have ever thought I could ever be in my life. It's brought me to be more aware of my body and what's going on with my body, and stuff like that, and planning for the future. Most definitely planning for the future, because just because I miscarried does not mean that, you know, I could stop dreaming about, you know, the day that my baby will be born, the day, you know, this and that. So of course we have already been planning for years, for 5 years, of things that we wanted to do. Like when I first found out I was pregnant 5 years ago, I did not even know anything about breastfeeding or anything like that. And you know, it wasn't just till recently, because nobody in my family ever breastfed. But just till recently, well, my grandma breastfed her kids, but she wasn't open about it when I was pregnant, and she never told me anything about it. And my husband did tell me, like, when he was, like, I listened to him more. And at the time I was 19 when I found out I was pregnant, and he was 22. So I mean, and he told me, oh, you're gonna breastfeed, and I'm like, what's that, you know? And I started questioning and stuff like that. After I miscarried and all that, just because I miscarried didn't mean that I had to close that planning phase. Oh, most definitely, right after, even after I miscarried, not right after, but after, you know, I've gotten stronger and stuff like that, I came across things like, what am I gonna do? You know, I got to be more prepared for my baby. Maybe that's what God's trying to teach me, to be more prepared. And that's what I look at. So I was like, okay, most definitely I want to breastfeed. Most definitely I want this and I want that, you know, and I would like to see this. So yeah, I'm still planning, and I'm always going to be planning and stuff like that. Most of my plans are up here. Most of them are, you know, logged down somewhere. But I will never stop that planning, because you never know. Just like this pregnancy was a great big surprise. I mean, no matter that we've been planning for it for 5 years, it was the biggest surprise that I've ever gotten. And it was just one of those things, like, because honestly in the back of my mind I thought, what if I never get pregnant again? And then bam, I got pregnant. You know, so it was hard because I think this time with this loss, it was a little bit more harder because of the fact that it took us 5 years to get pregnant. So hold on one second, let me check the time. Okay, I think I'm just gonna do a part 2, so be on the lookout for part 2.